Hey guys, it's Patrick Egan here, and in this training we're going to talk about the only two things you need to focus on to grow a Facebook advertising agency. So, the biggest thing I see preventing Facebook advertising agencies from reaching six figures quickly and staying there is failing to focus on these two things. Every single one of our partners that focuses on these two things, even if it's at the detriment of other areas of their business, manages to quickly and profitably grow their business to the six-figure mark and beyond. So let's dig into the two things you need to focus on to grow your agency now. I'm going to go through each one of these so you know what they are, and then I'm also going to explain to you why you need to focus on it, what to avoid focusing on that will pull your attention, and what to look out for and how specifically to implement focusing on each of these as well. Now, I'm going to warn you, when you hear these, they're going to sound fairly basic. But these are actually the only two things you need to focus on to grow, and I'm going to show you why, so pay attention. When we see people failing at building their agency, it is inevitably tied to one of these two things and nothing else. So let's dig into it. Number one is marketing. When people talk about growing a business, what are they talking about? They're talking about getting more clients, sales, users, etc. And the only way to accomplish this is to do some form of marketing to generate those sales. There is no other way. Growing a business is all about marketing. If you're not marketing, you're not going to grow. It's that simple. Even word of mouth would be considered marketing. Some form of promotion has to be going on in the marketplace to generate interest in your offers. If you don't have any interest in your offers, no one is going to buy and you won't grow. Even the best salesman or woman in the world can't close opportunities if they never get any. And a 100% close rate of 0 opportunities is still 0 deals. So a poor salesperson, if given enough volume, is not only going to improve and get good, but they'll also even begin closing some deals to start with. And that's why marketing is the number one most important thing to focus on to grow your business. When we started growing our agency, 80% of our time was spent on marketing. Everything else was secondary, and we even did everything we could after hours so that we could focus on marketing during the day. And, this allowed us to feel confident pitching higher prices, getting good at selling our services, and always having opportunities to close. One of the worst things in business is losing momentum, and too often I see agencies that market to get a few clients and then stop to scramble over delivery, only to find that their pipeline dried up and they're completely, they're like 2 to 3 months from actually winning a next deal, and that's not a good spot to be in. So the second most important thing you need to focus on to grow your agency is sales. And sales is the second most important thing because, like I said, even a horrible salesperson will get some sales as long as they're focusing on marketing as their number one priority. Focusing on and developing sales is the conversion point, however. And when you focus on sales, you increase the effectiveness of your marketing efforts on growing the business. So, if you think of your business as a car and your marketing as the gas pump, in order to fill up your car, you need to have gas flow, and that's the marketing. And then in order to actually get the gas into your car, you need to have a solid hose with no leaks in it. Inevitably, when you start, you'll have some leaks, but the more you focus on improving the sales, more gas will get into your car for each dollar you spend. And in business, this means the hours or dollars you spend on marketing leads to more clients. And marketing can be tough, tiresome work, and it makes a huge difference when you have a solid sales process and your efforts are actually going to generate clients and revenues for the business. And I remember when we started selling our services, I was horrible at sales calls. Like, I actually think that I had probably every selling issue in the book. I was like the worst salesperson ever. Luckily, I marketed like crazy and was still able to grow the business, but everything changed when I started to focus on becoming a better salesperson. And I remember the first sales books I bought and noticing almost immediately the impact they had on my number of new clients coming in each month. Then I purchased a course on selling, and within the first month of studying it, closed $20,000 in new business. So it's critical to focus on sales as well as marketing. And when you focus on both, you get the most out of your marketing efforts and avoid getting discouraged or burnt out promoting the business without seeing actual sales coming in. So why should you make these two things the primary focus of your business? Well, first, as I mentioned, growing a business is directly related to marketing. I'm always blown away by the number of businesses I talk to through our agency that want to grow but don't do any form of marketing, and they don't want to invest any money in it. It's insane. And then second, when you focus on marketing and sales, you gain revenue, and with revenue, everything else becomes more easy. And, money is leverage. You can solve problems with it. You should always focus on money first in your business because, if you have to file taxes, manage your books, write a new sales letter, install a campaign, all of these things will probably take you personally much longer than a specialist. And it's going to cost virtually nothing to have someone else just handle them for you so you can focus on marketing and selling and actually continue to grow your business. Unfortunately, most businesses don't think this way. They try to save money by doing these things themselves and stay perpetually small and struggling because of it. Now, finally, not having opportunities in new sales causes most agencies to become overly focused on existing clients. When you don't focus on marketing and sales, you inevitably are less confident selling and therefore think you have to lower your fees to get deals, which means when you do win deals, you're not getting paid enough to even make it worth it, so you're still struggling. Most people end up taking more abuse from clients and they don't have the room to let them go, and they don't have the actual confidence in the relationship to be able to manage that person effectively. This is a horrible position for both you and your clients because it removes your ability to effectively coach them and guide them as their paid advisor. And then finally, when people don't have enough pipeline and they don't have enough new sales coming in and they don't feel like they can control the sales of their business to effectively grow every single month, they obsess over getting existing clients' results to keep them on board. And look, in our business, some clients are not going to get results. Many times this comes down to things that are entirely out of your control. They could have a poor sales process, a poor product to market fit. There's a ton of things that can be going on with a campaign that can cause it to not work. And with these campaigns, we obviously continue to test. We do our best to crack the code on the marketing for that business while providing coaching and even more to help them solve internal problems. But we never let these things draw our attention away from responsibilities to other clients and growing our business. Because the truth is, it's much harder to try to manage a difficult client than it is to get a new client. And too many people, when they have limited opportunities, get sucked into focusing on trying to save a bad client, only to find that the client leaves anyways, and now they're stuck with no opportunities because they used that time they could have spent marketing dealing with bad clients. So this is obviously a horrible situation to be in. Now, I get that focusing on these things is going to be extremely hard. Focusing today is one of the hardest things. We're constantly bombarded with client requests, other people's promotions, normal business fires that need to get put out. And, to make marketing and sales your core focuses is much easier to say than it is to actually do. So I want to give you a list of things to look out for so that when you go to implement this, you can effectively make sure that you're not getting pulled away by the different distractions that are going to pop up. Okay, so the first thing that you want to make sure you avoid is shiny objects. And if you're spending more time building a marketing campaign or spending more time building your marketing than you are running it, you're doing it wrong. The only time that counts as marketing is time spent actually doing things that is directly going to generate opportunities. That's it. So if you're doing anything else, if you're building it, that counts as separate time. You need to spend your time actually generating opportunities. Because too frequently what we see is people put together these campaigns, they spend all this time to develop this extremely elaborate campaign based off of some course or some blog or something that they read, and then they market it for like a week and they're not committed to actually doing the work. So they throw that out and then restart the process doing another one. And they only spend like one day out of the month actually running it before they realize they don't think it's going to work. And then they spend the next 30 days again trying to build a new one. So you want to actually avoid all of the shiny objects out there, pick one thing and commit to it, because the truth is almost all of them will work if you just actually put the volume through it and then optimize it as you get feedback back. Now, the second thing you want to watch out for is client requests. So these are tricky, obviously, because you need to take care of your clients, but it's also important to remember that you have a responsibility to grow your business. Every client you don't get is a client that you failed to help. So it's really important to keep that in mind and realize that your responsibility to grow is seriously as large as the responsibility to help your existing clients. If you're not growing, there's businesses out there that may be a better fit than your current business is, that you're actually going to be able to get better results for. And if you're not out there finding them and bringing them on as clients, they're going to go with someone else who can't deliver the same kind of quality of service. So it's extremely important that you're out there marketing and working to grow your business and not letting those people down because you're focused too much on internal client requests. And then finally, and this is more of a blanket one, it's basically just anything that feels important. And this is tricky because, over the next week or month, more and more things are going to claw at your attention that seem important, and they're going to cause you to forget these focuses. So it's important to revisit these things. If something is calling for your immediate attention, I'd stop and ask yourself, will this activity have the possibility of directly generating opportunities for my business? If the answer is no, and you haven't done marketing for the day, go market the business before you handle the other activity. I found that virtually all things that come up in an agency can wait, and even most fires can wait 24 hours before being solved. Now, what should you look at? What should you focus on to actually implement this? So how should you implement these two focuses in your business to get the most out of them and to actually get results and grow as quickly as you want to? So with marketing, the first thing you want to focus on is having 3 initiatives going at all times. This means 3 different marketing methods running at all times. The biggest issue I see with agencies and their marketing, other than not doing it, of course, are not doing enough volume per channel, not doing it consistently enough, and not using enough channels. So you need to be hitting at least 100 outbound interactions per channel per month if you want to grow, and probably more than that. And you need to be marketing consistently for at least 90 days. You also want to make sure you're not just relying on one channel. Facebook ads, direct mail, cold email, cold calling, all of these things fluctuate from time to time. If you're relying on one, when it slows down, your business is going to stall out. And that's not good. So diversity and focus on at least 3 channels for your business. Now, we're going to have more videos on exactly how to build a marketing plan and how to use each of those methods to get clients soon. So if you want to hit subscribe to get a chance to see those when they come out and get a notification when they're released, you can do that now. Now, the second thing is sales. And with sales, you want to focus primarily on improving your skill set. So this is going to involve doing actual sales calls and practicing calls and studying sales. So doing actual calls is going to be the best way to improve. To get good at something, you first have to do volume with it. Actual calls will make you more comfortable on the phone and give you more confidence. If you don't have calls just coming in just yet, practicing with a friend is the second best option. You're going to be able to practice the call structure. You're going to be able to practice questions in a more relaxed environment. And finally, it's critical that you study and master sales by learning from other people. So if you're serious about getting successful in business, you need to make sales training a lifelong pursuit. Sales is going to help you win clients. It's going to help you work with employees, negotiate contracts, and a ton more. And it's a critical communication skill for business and life. So I'm going to link some resources below to some books that I'd recommend for this. Also, Brett's going to be creating or has created some specific sales-specific trainings on here. So they'll be up in the future, so look out for those. And he handles all the sales for the business now. He's coached, hundreds of our clients and partners to radically improve their sales results. We've had a client that had opportunities but no sales, book a coaching call with Brett, and within 10 days, add $10,000 per month to their business. He's like a master at positioning and the sales process, especially when it comes to selling high-ticket services with ease. And he just finished up a course too. It's a 7-day program specifically for selling Facebook advertising services. It covers the sales process he uses to close all of our clients and how he positions it, everything you need to know to, close every qualified prospect that you get. If you want to get access to that, shoot him an email at brett@reliablemarketinginc.com with the subject sales training ? And you can see if you can get an early copy of that from him. Now, finally, with both marketing and sales, you need to track everything. Indicators of progress are a huge motivator. I was actually just talking to a successful CEO of a media company recently, and I think in the last month or so his last 3 months, he's been able to quadruple his business. And when I asked him what played the biggest factor, he said it was moving from getting monthly reports on his business to getting daily reports on his sales and marketing. And these helped motivate him to do more work each day because he could see progress, and that caused him to be more able to learn what was working and what didn't, and get them excited about actually completing the work for that day so that you took more action and got more results. So you need to be tracking everything you can so you can see what channels work, where your metrics may not be within KPI, and what you can improve on. And if you have those numbers, you can actually diagnose it to improve and get better results. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful and that it got you excited about growing your agency. When you focus on these two things, it's actually going to be easier than you think. Most people are just burning up gas and not moving anywhere, and they're spinning their tires because they're focused on things that don't actually move the needle in their business. So again, it's marketing and sales. You want to focus on those two things. Go back and review how to implement them. Make sure you come back and refocus on this. Like I said, over the next few weeks, dozens of things are going to come at you, fighting to cause you to lose focus. I'd recommend either watching this video again or scheduling a weekly review to refocus on these elements. Consistency is key, so it's critical that you stay focused on these to get results. 5 to 7 days here or there is not going to grow your business, but 90 days straight of constant action is definitely going to. We're also going to be releasing some free training soon on how to effectively market your agency to get 2, 3, 4 new clients a month at high ticket rates. So if you subscribe now, you'll get immediate access to that when those come out. And if this is your first time here and you haven't heard of us already, my name is Patrick Egan. My partner and I run an agency called Reliable Marketing here in Phoenix, Arizona. And we have a program called Reliable Marketing Strategic Partners that offers our world-class Facebook advertising services to a select group of strategic partners that want to scale their agency rapidly and deliver high-quality, proven Facebook advertising services to their clients. We handle delivery, reporting, helping you grow, and more so that you can consistently hit your targets month after month, quarter after quarter. And we've been able to help agency after agency go from starting out to 6 figures and beyond per year. So if you're interested in how you can offer our services to your clients, click the link in the description below to learn more.